Hello there you, and welcome to what promises to be an absolutely insane fight. What I've got for you today is 17,500 American SMGs, and supporting them today, there's going to be 40 artillery guns. They're going to be taking on this gigantic ancient army here, consisting of 2.2 million units. What we've got here is 200,000 Persians, 200,000 Egyptian spearmen behind them, 400,000 footmen right here. Then behind these we start getting the heavier units. We've got 200,000 Romans here, and on their flanks over here we should have 200,000 Spartans. Yeah, there they are. And on the far right flank over here we've got 200,000 heavy knights, and leading the army at the back there's another 400,000 orcs. Can the defenders hold their hilltop position against this gigantic army? There's only one way to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's kick this off straight away and see these artillery pieces. Look at that, straight away, artillery pieces firing off into the distance, getting thousands and thousands of kills. I absolutely love these artillery guns, ladies and gentlemen. Just look at that. The devastation that they can cause and wreak on lines, especially lines like this. Mass infantry units, my god. Just hundreds and hundreds of men, absolutely devastated with each individual shot. Now you can see the attackers here have got this rather little insane hill to climb up here, and there's a very, very strong defensive formation that is waiting for them at the top. I'm really, really anxious here because, I don't know, I've tested this a little bit, and it's one of them that can go either way. Sometimes the SMGs win, sometimes the ancient team wins. So it's going to be very interesting to find out what actually happens here. As you can see, the SMGs are now opening up on the Persian front line. They're starting to take heavy losses as if they hadn't already from all the artillery fire, which is now going to be firing down into the valley, by the way, and absolutely wrecking anyone who gets there. But look at this front line now. As they get to the top of the hill, the full firepower starts hitting them, and they are just absolutely mowed down in seconds. Oh my god, the body pile is really starting to build up already. We're only a few minutes into it, and we're already topping out 45,000 kills. Blood is just flowing everywhere. It is just, look at this. We've already got a blood pool. Oh my god. The poor Persians are just storming into mountains of lead that has been fired at them. These SMGs are really strong when they're put in formations like this, but you can see, look, they have actually managed to make it over here. We have got our first casualty for the US troops. One troop so far to 82,000 losses to the enemy. Oh my god, look at this magnificent blood pool that we've got started up here. Though, I will say, the Persians really are struggling to get to this front line over here. Let's have a look. How are the troops behind it doing? Now, the footmen, ladies and gentlemen, extremely fast units, so they should start all pushing around the flanks. But it actually looks like the Persians, for the time being, are the ones pushing around. Let's go have a look over the other side. How's our square formations doing? Absolutely wonderful. You can see, oh my god, we're going to have to get little Timmy's dinghy out soon. Fun for the whole family is to be had. Blood is just absolutely everywhere. But look in the distance. The horde is gigantic. 55 losses for the defenders so far. Fantastic result, considering 155,000 attackers are now dead. You can see that the Egyptian wave is starting to make its way here. Will they do any better? Slightly better armor, not as much speed. Will it help them out? Well, you know what? Not really, not yet. I don't know, actually. Maybe they're getting a little bit closer. Maybe that little bit of extra armor value is helping them out, but they're certainly taking heavy losses with it. Just look at this field of dead in the middle of it. It is an absolute no man's land right now. Well, we can see that the ancient army here is definitely trying to push into this defensive formation. There's only one way to find out if they'll be able to do it though, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go and hit our cinematic camera. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that the ancient army has tried its best so far to push in to this defensive formation. However, the defensive formation is still holding strong. Only 1,800 losses so far. A massive blood pool has now formed. Look at this. Little Timmy and his rubber dinghy can finally go swimming in our lovely, lovely blood lake here. Nothing has actually reached the cannons yet, though. This is absolutely surprising. Look at this. The orc army is now surrounding them. This is how many troops have been chewed through. The orcs have actually managed to hit the flanks. Though, like I said, the cannons still 100% intact. The SMGs here holding their ground, creating monumental body piles, it must be said. These are some fantastic little mounds that we're leaving behind here. There's a lovely little mix of troops here pushing the front line still. You can see it's footmen and spearmen. I'm surprised, actually, that there's still any of the spearmen left alive whatsoever. They've been taking some monumental losses. We've yet to see... Oh, gosh, I was just about to say, we're yet to see any of the heavy units. But as I said there, look at this. We've got some Romans and heavy knights now pushing up the centre. That means that most of the meat shield is either on the flanks now or has been killed at the top. Though I will say, since we've started coming back, they were at 1,800 losses for the Americans. Now, that has increased, ladies and gentlemen, 3,800. 2,000 losses have occurred. Oh no, look at this, the cannons! The cannons are under fire now. Oh, the orcs are wrecking the cannons. Oh no, this is absolutely devastating for the defensive position. These cannons really do play a major role here. The defense really needs to hold out against this flanking maneuver. If they want these cannons to live, they're going to need to pump out a hell of a lot more lead. But there's simply too many orcs at the moment. Let's go to our front line. The front line, ladies and gentlemen, basically has remained relatively untouched here. The cannons really focusing down the front line, creating them massive pockets that we can see like this, which allows the SMGs to really do their work. However, on the flanks, there's just not enough support for them. You can see them. I love these blood lakes that we've been making. But yeah, the cannons just aren't creating enough support. Bit by bit, they are getting outflanked. This middle kill box here, though, ladies and gentlemen, these chaps in the middle, they are going to have such a field of fire in the late game. Now, I'm hoping that they can help to cover some of these cannons, but I think we're about to lose all our cannons, and a full encirclement is probably about to happen here on the poor defenders. They're at 831,000 kills, though. A lot of basically over half of the enemy's army now are pretty much in tatters because, there's a lot of environmental kills that have happened from the cannons, which haven't been counted for. So, yeah, there's only actually 1.3 million enemies remaining here. And yeah, I don't know. This is really tough to call now. In the testing, I must say, this hasn't happened in testing before. A lot of the times they were holding the flanks and they were doing really well and getting massive amounts of kills. But now with the cannons down, you can see, look at this. Straight away, as soon as that cannon fire died down, the front line has started to collapse. Heavy knights and Romans are now pouring over the poor SMG infantry, treading over their dead comrades. Oh my god, to get towards their prize target here. Now, I don't know about you, but I cannot imagine what Romans and with SMGs would be able to do. If they managed to conquer so much of the world with just swords, imagine what they'd be able to do with SMGs. Same goes for the orcs, really. God, an orc with an SMG. That is just the Warhammer universe. But anyway, getting back to this over here, we can see that this is now turning into one hell of a desperate defense. Only 5,000 troops remaining. The front line has completely collapsed now. The flanks all but completely gone. Look at the body piles, though, that we've got here. These are some massive mounds of bodies. Oh my god. Well, let's go back to our cinematic camera and catch the last remnants of humankind here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here they are, the last valiant defenders, 250 of them remaining. In total then, they've almost managed to take out half of the entire attacking army. Quite impressive, really, at 1 million almost in total. Well, I know we're sitting at 900,000, but 1 million just sounds a lot better. But yeah, actually, the defensive formation did a hell of a good job here. I'm really surprised that they managed to take out that many troops with such a small amount. Remember, they only had around about 17,500 to defend this small hilltop here. And my god, they put in the work here, though Operation Mop-Up is well and truly declared as the last of the poor guys are really mopped up. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my, oh my. Well, it turns out World War II troops could not hold the hilltop fort here. Well, imaginary hilltop fort. But you know what can defeat all this ancient army, ladies and gentlemen? A nuke.